like you. Be strong to hold the powers of the sun. To dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one.
In a surprising turn of events that has taken social media by storm, whispers from inside big hit music have ignited a wave of speculation unlike anything the fandom has seen in months. For years, fans have analyzed every glance, every smile, every subtle touch between Jimin and Jungkook, weaving together a tapestry of moments that hinted at a bond deeper than ordinary friendship. But now, with rumors emerging from within the company itself, the question has resurfaced with renewed intensity: is Jungkook genuinely incapable of parting from Jimin? The frenzy began when a staff member, who allegedly worked closely with both idols during promotional schedules, casually dropped a remark during an informal conversation. At first, it sounded like nothing more than a harmless comment, something that could have easily gone unnoticed. But once posted anonymously online, it exploded across forums and spread through social media like wildfire. According to this staff member, the dynamic between Jimin and Jungkook behind the scenes was different, noticeably different, a quiet closeness that lingered even when cameras were nowhere in sight. The revelation didn't come in the form of a scandalous exposé or a dramatic interview. It was subtler and, in a way, even more powerful. The staff member described Jungkook as someone who always looked for Jimin first, whether they were traveling, preparing for stage rehearsals, filming, or simply moving between rooms in the HYBE building. Even on days when they had individual schedules, Jungkook was said to ask where Jimin was, what he was doing, and whether he had already eaten. The tone wasn't controlling, it was caring, protective, instinctive, almost like a habit ingrained so deeply that Jungkook himself might not even be fully aware of how automatically he did it. Fans who had followed their interactions for years weren't entirely shocked. The two have shared countless moments that captured the world's attention, from playful teasing to quiet, affectionate gestures that felt spontaneous and sincere. But hearing it from someone within Big Hit added an entirely new dimension. It wasn't fan interpretation. It wasn't edited clips or romanticized storytelling. It was someone who had witnessed them just as co-workers, two individuals navigating the same industry, yet still gravitating toward each other with unmistakable warmth. According to the account, Jimin had a calming effect on Jungkook, especially on high-pressure days. Staff allegedly noticed that when Jungkook seemed stressed or overwhelmed, he would relax almost instantly if Jimin entered the room. Even if Jimin didn't say anything, just his presence changed the atmosphere. One staff member reportedly said that whenever Jimin approached Jungkook during late-night practices, Jungkook's shoulders would visibly drop, his breathing would deepen, and he would quietly smile without needing a single word. This triggered a new debate online. Some argued that the closeness was nothing more than natural comfort built through years of shared experiences, while others insisted that their bond transcended typical friendship. But the most surprising detail came from accounts describing how Jungkook behaved whenever he and Jimin were scheduled separately. One source claimed that Jungkook had a habit of wandering into Jimin's practice room even when he wasn't supposed to be there. Sometimes he brought food, sometimes he just sat silently on the floor while Jimin rehearsed. Sometimes he pretended to have mistakenly walked in, though staff eventually noticed it happened too often to be accidental. One story that particularly struck fans came from an unnamed stylist who recalled a moment during a chaotic rehearsal for an award show. Jungkook had been reviewing his choreography with intense focus, barely speaking to anyone between takes. Jimin, who was practicing in another area, passed by with a water bottle in his hand. Without hesitation, Jungkook stopped mid-practice, jogged over to him, and took the bottle, drinking from it before handing it back with an almost shy smile. It wasn't the action itself that shocked staff. Idols often share things, but the softness in Jungkook's expression as he watched Jimin walk away afterward. The stylist described it as a look you give someone you trust with your whole heart. Other staff recalled how, during a photo shoot, Jungkook remained unusually quiet and withdrawn until Jimin arrived, after which his energy immediately shifted. He laughed more, talked more, and even sang between takes. The photographer reportedly joked that Jungkook was solar-powered, and only turned on when Jimin was within range. That comment, once shared online, became a meme embraced by fans who already perceived Jimin as Jungkook's emotional anchor. The speculation reached its peak when fans noticed that Jungkook, even during his solo activities, consistently referenced Jimin. Sometimes it was through a song recommendation, sometimes a shared memory he mentioned during a live stream, sometimes a small habit he admitted he learned from Jimin. Even when the two were physically apart, Jungkook's connection to Jimin seemed to persist. And now, with Big Hit staff subtly affirming this observation, the narrative has taken on new weight. The most debated claim came from an individual who reportedly worked with the group during their earlier years. This person stated that Jungkook used to follow Jimin everywhere during rookie days, to the point where staff jokingly called him Jimin's shadow. What shocked fans wasn't the existence of the habit. Many already knew about the playful stories from their trainee era, but the suggestion that the behavior never fully stopped. Even after years of growth, independence, and maturity, the instinct to stay close to Jimin remained deeply rooted. Of course, Big Hit Music has not released any official statement, and such rumors typically fade without confirmation. But instead of declining in intensity, this particular topic seems to have only grown stronger, as if the public itself is piecing together a story long hidden in plain sight. Fans have brought back older clips, interviews, and behind-the-scenes footage, analyzing every detail with renewed enthusiasm. Some revisit the moment Jungkook ran off stage searching for Jimin after a high-pressure performance. Others highlight the times Jimin comforted him, hugged him tightly, or whispered to him during award shows. Old memories have resurfaced, now carrying a new sense of significance. The emotional core of the discussion centers around one undeniable truth: Jungkook and Jimin share a bond that is rare in the entertainment world. Whether it is rooted in friendship, brotherhood, or something deeper, the connection is beyond simple labels. Even staff members who tried to remain neutral reportedly admitted that the two feel incomplete when separated for too long. One person noted that whenever they filmed group content, Jungkook's eyes naturally drifted toward Jimin, as if checking whether he was okay or simply making sure he was still nearby. The most compelling detail shared from within Big Hit came from a coordinator who had witnessed countless fittings and rehearsals. According to this source, Jungkook's mood would shift visibly depending on how Jimin was feeling. If Jimin looked tired or upset, Jungkook became unusually attentive, often trying to cheer him up with teasing jokes or small acts of kindness. But if Jimin was cheerful and energetic, Jungkook would match that energy effortlessly, becoming playful and bright in ways that staff found endearing. This emotional mirroring, subtle but consistent, added fuel to the fire. It suggested an unspoken understanding between the two, a communication that happened with glances rather than words. Staff members reportedly talked about how the room felt warmer when they were together, how the energy changed, how the silence between them never felt heavy but instead comforting. Fans have responded in predictable fashion, passionately, excitedly, and with endless curiosity. Many expressed that none of these rumors truly surprised them, because the connection between Jungkook and Jimin has always felt different. From the earliest days of BTS to their most recent projects, from live streams to concerts, their chemistry seemed effortless and genuine. These new insider stories only reinforce what fans have believed all along, that Jungkook and Jimin share a deep emotional bond that shapes their behavior, their comfort, and even their happiness. As the rumor continues to spread, one question remains at the center of global discussion: is Jungkook truly unable to leave Jimin? The answer, while still unofficial, seems clearer than ever. Those who have worked with them directly hint at a truth fans have sensed for years. Maybe it isn't about dependency or inability to separate. Maybe it's something more meaningful, a connection built on trust, shared struggle, shared dreams, and the rare comfort of finding someone who understands you completely. In the end, the story isn't really about drama or scandal. It's about two people who found something rare in each other, a bond strong enough that even those behind the scenes can feel it. Whether or not Big Hit ever confirms the rumors, the world has already drawn its conclusion. Jungkook may not need Jimin in the dramatic sense, but he chooses him, seeks him, and returns to him in ways that feel unmistakably genuine. And sometimes, The bonds we choose say far more than the ones we can't escape.